And so today's a normal drill. We're going to go through the syllabus, and then I'll do a little bit of introduction of what the whole course is going to entail, and preview some of the fun things that we'll cover. So this is the latest edition of the textbook, the third edition. Um, it's, I mean, it's pretty big change from the second edition, but the second edition would work if you have a used copy of that. That'd be fine. Um, uh, Office hours are going to be after this class, 9 to 10 or 9:30 to 10. Also Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 to 10. But you can certainly find me on email, so set up an appointment. So email me, williams@shsu.edu, and we can set up an appointment. If you look on Blackboard, on this week's lecture materials and so on, you'll see sort of a screenshot of the web version of your mail, and up there at the top is a calendar. And so you all have built into Outlook, your webmail through the university, access to Outlook calendar. And I would like for you to start that transition to workplace behaviors, because if you're in the workplace, you make appointments with people through that calendar. So it's on both of your people's calendars. And then you can move that appointment, you can cancel that appointment, you can send updates to that appointment, you can attach agendas to that appointment, and so on. And so start trying out the calendar tool. Some of you may already use Google Calendar. It's very similar to that. You have access to Outlook here on campus, and our schedules, like my schedule, is built in Outlook. So you can, when you're trying to schedule an appointment with me, you can look at the schedule assistant and you can see my schedule. So you can see where my openings are. And so it sort of saves that first back and forth emails like, can you meet on, Monday afternoon? It's like, no, I've got a meeting. Okay, what about Tuesday afternoon? No, I got this. It saves all of that back and forth. You can see my calendar and you can see some open spaces. And so then you can suggest one of those open spaces. Okay, now pay attention. I have the PChem lab too on there for like Monday afternoon. So it looks like Monday afternoon's blocked, but it's just for my schedule. It says open, even though it's scheduled. It doesn't say busy. So you can set even in your schedule. Like if you have study time, it can still be open for an appointment, but so you set it as open, but you still have it blocked out for yourself to study. Okay. So that's just a little bit about the calendar tool. I would really like for you to start trying to use that, because that's a tool you're going to need experience with when you get into the workplace. Okay, we'll talk more about the big ideas later on in the course that we're going to be going over. There is a mistake, I think, on the online syllabus. The final exam is on May 5th, not May 6th. So it had last year's date in there. So make sure you know May 5th is our final. It's on Tuesday. So we can talk more about that later. These are the weighting factors. So the attendance is only 5%, homeworks, weekly homeworks, 10%, control charts, 10%, and then the rest is exams. There'll be 3 exams. We'll look at the schedule in a second. Let's keep with our traditional practice. If you've had me before, of Saturday night homeworks are due, but don't wait until Saturday to do them. If you want to ask questions, get on them during the week so that you can send me emails if you have questions in class. That's great. So let's do that. Then there's 2 quality reports. So this one of the best exercises in this course, I've heard from the alumni, was this idea of tracking something daily throughout the semester, so you can see how data behaves on a daily basis, and then you run a control chart. And we'll talk a ton about that. But at the midterm, right around spring break, you'll turn in your midterm quality report. That's your writing assignment. Then that will be handed out to a peer and to me, and we'll make comments on that. And then you'll incorporate those comments in a revised final quality report that'll be due at the end of the semester. Okay. It's probably the easiest writing assignment you'll ever have, because it's a standardized report. And so that's one of the things I wanted to introduce you to, since you're going to be, if you're in a crime lab or forensics lab, you're going to write a lot of standardized reports. They're not creative writing. It's a different type of writing. It's technical writing. And so you have sort of prescribed paragraphs and things that you write. And so it's not about coming up with a creative way to say something. It's more standardized than that. And then do your own work. You can use AI for checking grammar and sentence structure and so on. So you can put in one of your paragraphs, and and say, you know, check this for grammar, like with Grammarly and so on, or maybe Grammarly's installed in your word processor and whatever. Just cite that you used it for that. Okay, since we're not writing creatively, then I wouldn't use AI to write creative paragraphs. It's going to stick out like a sore thumb. And if it uses technical terms that you're not familiar with, I'm going to ask you about them. And if you don't know what those terms mean, and yet you turn this in as your work, then you fail the assignment. So don't do that. So, and then also don't sign for other people on the roster. This is, you know, your reputation is worth more than 5% of your grade. Okay. So that's mostly the syllabus. Let's look at the schedule. Okay, so we're going to have the first third of the course is on quality requirements. We're going to go back through statistics if you've had, you know, sort of introductory statistics like standard deviation and taking the mean and so on. We're going to extend that a little bit to hypothesis testing and so on. And then we'll get into the chemical evidence. You see the quality report, the midterm quality report is due right before spring break. We'll get into the chemical evidence. We learn about different tests for drugs and so on, a little bit about pharmacology. And then the last third of the course will be the physical evidence. This would be particle size, characteristics of, say, gunshot residue, the different physical characteristics of colors of things, different polymers, natural fibers like hair, and so on. So we'll look at the physical properties of evidence in addition to the chemical properties of evidence. And so let's dive in. That was the syllabus part. I'm going to go ahead and stop that video so it'll be a nice, short, clean one on the syllabus.